Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is August 24th. On this day in 1992, Hurricane Andrew, one of only 4 Category 5 hurricanes to make landfall in the continental United States, made 2 of them in Florida. Before that, it formed on August 16th over the eastern Atlantic and spent a week without significantly strengthening itself in the central Atlantic before rapidly intensifying into a powerful Category 5 hurricane on the 23rd with peak winds of 175 miles per hour. It briefly weakened to a 150 mile per hour Category 4 hurricane and made landfall on the southern Berry Islands of the Bahamas before going back up to Category 5 status of 165 miles per hour and made landfall in Elliott Key, Florida. Then 25 minutes later, it made landfall again, this one northeast of Homestead, Florida. This was the most intense hurricane to hit the United States since Camille in 1969 and the strongest in Florida since the Labor Day hurricane in 1935. Of all the destruction Andrew caused, it first caused structural damage in the Bahamas, especially in Cat Cays with storm surge, hurricane-force winds, and tornadoes, destroyed about 800 houses in the archipelago and killed 4 people there. In southern Florida, Andrew produced extreme winds, with a gust as high as 177 miles per hour being observed at a house in Perrine. The cities of Florida City, Homestead, Cutler Ridge, and parts of Kendall received the brunt of Andrew. As many as 1.4 million people lost electricity at the height of the storm, some for more than a month. In the Everglades, 70,000 acres of trees were downed, while invasive Burmese pythons began inhabiting the region after a nearby facility housing them was destroyed. Although Andrew moved fast, Florida saw substantial rainfall in a few areas, including western Dade County seeing 13.98 inches. After the Florida destruction, Andrew worked its way to Louisiana and made landfall 20 miles west-southwest of Morgan City as a 115 mile per hour Category 3 hurricane on the 26th. Just before that, it caused extensive damage to oil platforms in the Gulf of Mexico, leading to $500 million in losses for oil companies. In Louisiana, Andrew damaged huge stretches of power lines that left around 230,000 people without electricity. In all, Andrew killed a total of 65 people, destroyed more than 63,500 houses, and damaged more than 124,000 others. The total cost of damage was $27.3 billion 1992 United States dollars. If that much damage was caused in 2026 United States dollars, that would amount to over $64.981 billion. Due to all the destruction, the name Andrew was retired from the Atlantic rotation and replaced with Alex, starting with the 1998 season. On this day in 2006, the upper Midwest states of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota were affected by an outbreak of 14 tornadoes. There were 3 tornadoes, one of which caused a fatality to a 90-year-old man in Kasota, Minnesota, when he was pinned by a tree while inside his home. 37 people were injured from that tornado. The other tornadoes caused 5 other injuries for a total of 42 injuries. The tornadoes caused 44 million 2006 United States dollars in damage, which is the equivalent to over 72.88 million in 2026 United States dollars, but there was a wider area from Montana to Michigan that was affected by big hailstorms from this same severe outbreak. Minnesota was hit the hardest, with hail up to 4.25 inches in diameter reported in New Prague. 2 car dealerships in Northfield, Minnesota lost their entire inventory of vehicles. Total hail damage was 130 million 2006 United States dollars. In 2026 United States dollars, it takes over $215.34 million to equate to that. On this day in 2016, a 6-hour outbreak of 24 tornadoes impacted Indiana, Ohio, and the Canadian province of Ontario. Significant damages were caused by several of these tornadoes that were strong, including a high-end EF2 that struck Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and an EF3 that struck Kokomo, Indiana. This outbreak was not anticipated because the Storm Prediction Center had issued only a slight risk for severe weather that day, with a threat for a tornado or two limited to parts of Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois, but the outbreak unfolded entirely outside of the outlined threat area as numerous supercell thunderstorms developed unexpectedly across parts of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. Although there were no deaths, 21 people were injured, and there was 100 million 2016 United States dollars in damage, which equates to almost 139.14 million in 2026 United States dollars. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel. And please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.